Hello. Uh, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. Um, Here's something that's been kind of annoying me a little bit, which is running. I gotta, I don't know why, but every, for the multitude of years that I've been alive, I've considered running at, I guess, near failure or, making sure that you're tired is good. Um, Only recently did I find out that you shouldn't be doing that, which I guess makes sense, but also it doesn't really. Um, so I think 80% of my runs are supposed to be slow, while 20% are supposed to be to that exhaustion. Maybe there's some merit to that, but it kind of sucks because I guess now I'm suffering the consequences of it, which is a lot of my lower body's injured. Well, I don't know if you could say injured, but it hurts. Um, which sucks because I got new shoes and I want to try them out. So there's that. Um, but I think one other thing is like the strength and the like stretching associated with it is kind of hard to I don't, it's kind of hard to get it all figured out. Um, there's no guide or anything like that. Same thing with training. I guess it's what's daunting is that, if I want to prepare for something or if I want to do a certain goal, then I need the proper research. And I guess you could say that for anything like, oh, I want a calorie count. I don't know how many calories it is or what I should be aiming for, how much I should be eating. The barrier to entry is just always there. It's always like a knowledge gap. Um, Same thing for like swimming, right? If you want to swim a certain distance or swim a certain time, you still don't know the plan. So maybe the problem is that I just don't want to make a plan, even though I have so much, or even though I have access to all that information. And I think that's what I'm going to do today. But at the same time, I also feel like I am at a knowledge plateau. It feels like there are many things that I want to achieve, none of which that I'm really achieving, or, I have like 5 eggs and I have like 20 baskets. Not all the baskets can have eggs, but I'm progressively moving an egg to each basket, trying to fill it up. And the progress bars are just like, they're like this, and then as I switch to the other bag, it's like this, and then it's like this, and it keeps going. So I'm not sure. It's creating some issues in proficiency in terms of that. I'm sure there's a way to, cut things out and then make a more robust schedule, but at the same time, it demands, I don't know about discipline. Is it motivation? I think it's motivation to get started and then discipline to keep going. So I think I have the motivation and I struggle to find the discipline because there are only so many hours in a day. So what is the solution there? Is the solution to make an all-seeing to-do guide on everything? I think you could partially argue that. It's like I need some sort of structure, like wake up, do this, go to sleep, do this. I don't know. But at the same time, you need to have that variation to make things more exciting, to make these achievements actually go somewhere. If I tell myself that I'm going to read 1 hour every day, go to the gym for an hour and a half, including commute time, so that's 2 hours, eat for a total of 2 hours, cook for 2 hours, and I got to work at the same time, so that's like 7.5 hours, and then go to sleep for 8 hours. Well, most of my days are already covered, so how am I going to fit in things like programming or running or doing other stuff? That requires some sacrifice. But then is the next answer to allot time and say, okay, well, non-negotiable, I want 8 hours of sleep every day. Okay, that's covered. I'm going to dedicate this much time to work. I'm going to dedicate this much time to going to the gym, and then all the extra times are for whatever, are for that variation. Now, I don't know if that's enough or if that's, doing too much. Um, because I do think some of it's just going by the punches. And also, I'm going back to school in September. It's hard to keep that up. There are times where it will work, won't work. Um, so what's the solution? I have no idea. Is the solution just to do things as I want them to do? Or do things as I want them to be? For example, I brushed my teeth today at like 11 p.m. Should I have done that? Is that the best time time placement for that? Doing my morning routine like 3 hours after I woke up is is scrolling on my phone or watching YouTube videos better? Arguably, no. But also yes. I guess that's why it's arguable. You could say, yeah, it is very valuable because you get to do this, but you get to relax a bit more. But I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't think it's a dire problem. I think all things considered, I'm doing pretty well. I'm I say I'm at a knowledge plateau, but I think that just means I'm progressing more linearly, but it's more like this. Um, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on 8 hours of sleep first off. And then I'm going to focus on when my morning routine is and when my nightly routine is and how much I want to allocate to that. And then I think I need to allocate going to the gym or working out. That's what I'll call it instead. Working out. And I think for the next month or next few months, I'm gonna allocate working because I'm working, and I think I'll keep it there because those are pretty much non-negotiables. I won't throw in things like lunch and whatnot because I think I do those during work if needed. Um, or if I do it outside of work, then I do it outside of work. It's just less demanding. Um, yeah, I think that's all. I think apart from that, I feel pretty good with myself. Actually, I would like one thing, which is a window. I feel like I haven't gotten enough sunlight, but I also feel like a plant. Um, I would like to step up my gardening game. Yeah, that's pretty much all. Kind of sucks because it really feels like the time that I'm getting into things is slightly too late. For example, I got into bonsaiing. Well, I've been into it for a little bit, but I got into it again maybe in May-ish. And that's fine. But also, I repotted my plants, which included me separating them in the first place, and that took a lot of time. And on top of that, now I can't do the actual activity, which is, wiring the trees, giving it some shape, because I gotta let it regrow. Sure, the problem is, um, my plant, I decided to break it up into two steps rather than one step, and I wanted to, grow it from seed and stuff, but I guess that's how it goes. This is an investment piece. Bonsai isn't, the purpose of bonsai isn't to be fast. And so it's a bit naive to try to make it fast when the enjoyment is that it's slow. I guess that could also be said for anything else. The enjoyment of it is in its slower nature to some extent. Like watching TV, I could put at 1.5 speed and be over with it faster, but that's not what the director had intended. But does that mean it's not enjoyable anymore? No, because I enjoy watching recaps of shows. So, I don't know. We'll see. For now, as per usual, I'll pick and choose what I believe. Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. Okay, I'll see you later. I'm gonna get started with work. Bye.